Previously on Knight's Quest, after a fierce battle with Splendiferous Finch, the crew of the Kaiserion has found themselves in quite a predicament. Their ship is covered in Reggie's tentacles, and they are without a taniin. How will they handle this mess, this loss, and their stowaway? Well, grab your map and compass and set a course, because it's time for an adventure here on Knight's Quest.
Welcome back to tonight's 60 Minutes, and today we have two wonderful guests sitting on opposite sides of the debate. We have Jimmons Tim, who is representing the pro-can side of the debate, and on the other side we have Fum, who is representing the pro-bowl side of the debate. I don't want to take up any more of your time, gentlemen. Be professional, but please, go right ahead.
I mean,
that's all that needs to be said really on the bowl can debate. I mean, we've really hashed it out. Actually, we're not debating anymore. During the commercial break, we kind of worked out differences. Yeah,
we did end up on the same page. Yeah, and you know, Jack, what they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So really, if you just take a look at our expressions right now, I feel like you really get the idea. Yeah,
we found a nice compromise between the bowl and the can debate. Yeah. It's a
Campbell.
It's a lot easier than we thought. What?
It's Campbell.
Yeah, it's Campbell.
Campbell.
Well, folks, this has been 2 minutes, and we thank you for tuning in for that. Do what you will with the next 58, I guess.
I have an idea what they could do with the next 58 minutes.
Oh.
They could listen to this episode of Knight's Quest.
Oh no.
Got him. This has actually been an episode of Knight's Quest the whole time.
Ha! We tricked you.
Never would have known.
No.
They probably figured it out by the intro and the theme song.
Impossible.
Probably
That's true. This does come after the theme song and the recap.
This does come after all those things.
Can't get one over on you guys.
What if this did show up somewhere else people weren't expecting it, though? Like they were just listening to the radio or something?
Like in the middle?
Certainly that, but also if they were just like watching TV or listening to the radio or something, and suddenly Nathan is like, "Ha! We tricked you. This is actually Knight's Quest." And they're just like, "What? What?
Knight's Quest?"
It's like that one Super Bowl where they kept sneaking in like tied ads into other ads.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites.
Everything is Knight's Quest. Knight's Quest. Consume your thought.
Sounds like a Welcome to Night Vale tagline.
A little bit, yeah.
That's also a good podcast. But this isn't that podcast. This is Knight's Quest, and we got an adventure. We're on a ship. Let's get to it.
We have an adventure. We have a podcast. We're on a ship. That's the three most important things.
So, the crew of the Kaiserion, plus Ticket, who's not really a crew member yet, but she's on the ship. They have just been told by their captain, Captain Flynn, that they're heading to the Maelstrom. And then what happens?
And go.
Flynn points to Saoirse and then points to Chor and just kind of jabs his thumb towards his quarters and just kind of huffs off towards the captain's quarters.
All right, well, I guess I'll be back.
Flynn stops and turns back and also points to Ticket and jabs to the captain's quarters.
Oh, okay, that means I'm going too, right? Probably?
Okay, never mind then. Kariin and Zataar, I guess we'll be back. You guys, I don't know, maybe clean up the burnt rubble? That'd probably be good.
Oh, man.
I guess they follow the captain in.
Yeah, so they come in, he shuts the doors, and he steps around behind the map table and gently puts his fists down on the table and says, Saoirse?
Aye, Captain.
Are you confident we can get a new taniin?
Confident? No. No, not in truth, Captain.
He nods.
I've only been to the Maelstrom but once or twice before, Captain. There are many who think themselves fearless, think themselves brave, reckless, capable. The Maelstrom don't care none. Your odds be the same whether you're confident or no. And the odds are, well, they're slim.
He kind of wipes his hand over his face and drags it down his chin. He says, what do you need?
Well, for starters, as far as actually capturing the beastie, if I were to even think about such a thing, we need to stop off at the Giant's Foot first. They'll know how to get the supplies we need.
Fine. And he kind of waves Chor over, and he, opens up his long coat, and on his waist he's got this belt of odd trinkets. One, it looks like a sextant, another one is like a ball, and then he unhooks from it this super thick object, and he opens the top, and it's a compass. And he shakes it a little bit, and he puts it down, he flips it over, and he opens the backside, and he sets it down on the table, and he points to it and says, there, plot us a course to the Giant's Foot on the way to the Maelstrom.
Of course, Captain. Yeah, we can... I can make sure we get to the Giant's Foot. That shouldn't be too far from where we're at, but I was kind of wondering if maybe we could use... And he gestures to the really thick compass. Maybe we could go to the Shamble Yacht, where the Captain's Congress meets. I think they would probably want to know about what just happened with old Splendiferous. He committed an egregious crime. We gotta tell the people about this.
I think Saoirse gives him a look, but doesn't say anything yet.
Without looking at Chor, he says, oh, sure. Show up to the Captain's Congress with no taniin. Countless ships with giant beasties beneath them, and ours with none. Fantastic planning, Chor.
Yes, Captain, I will set route for Giant's Foot, and then we will go to the Maelstrom, and then the Shamble Yacht.
He doesn't respond, and then he looks at Ticket and says, do you know how to tie knots?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm good at it too. Yes.
Do you know the difference between a dry knot and a wet knot?
Dry knots, you gotta make sure they don't get wet, and wet knots don't gotta worry about it.
He kind of leans his head towards Chor and says, teach the wee one some knots. For the love of all that is calm in the seas, teach the wee one some knots.
Yes, Captain.
And
I like this.
He looks back at Ticket and says, for the time being, as I can find no other use for you, go outside and help Kariin and Zataar remove those tentacles from the ship. I will be below deck. I shall see you all at supper. And he leaves.
Yeah. She does a salute, and then she drops it she wasn't sure if that was the right thing to do or not when he's leaving. Yeah.
He kind of, and maybe nobody else notices, but he kind of cocks a smile at that.
Chor says, all right, I'll be, Ticket, you can head out. I'll be out in a second. I just gotta chart our course.
Yeah. Yes. Helping get rid of the tentacles, right? And she's gone.
Oh, when Chor says plot our course, Captain Flynn sticks a finger up he remembered something and turns back around, and he comes back to the table and picks up his compass and snaps it shut and hooks it back in his belt and he says, you've got a compass. And he keeps walking.
And then, Chor takes out his normal compass that's not as thick as the Captain's. He's like, yes, Captain Flynn. He charts the course. So then outside, back on the deck, we've got Kariin and Zataar, who are then joined by Ticket, and I'm guessing Saoirse comes out too?
Yeah, sure.
Captain Flynn vaults over the railing and, I don't know if... Is there a door to the below deck area, or is it just stairs?
Yeah, I pictured there's a couple ways down. I think there's where all the magical equipment is. It's I picture it in the center of the ship.
Okay.
In order to get down there quickly, I pictured a little fire pole.
Oh, heck yeah.
to like slide down there.
All right.
But I think to get to like where we had the storage or the kitchen and dining area, or even some of the rooms, there's probably some stairs to get down. Probably behind a door, I think would be safest, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
He kind of shouts to Kariin and Zataar, who are struggling with the tentacles, lay them on the foredeck when you've got them off the hooks. And he walks in and slams the door to below deck, and there's just clanging and battering and clattering and curses thrown left and right.
All right. Well, Zataar, I believe it is your turn to clean up all the stinky tentacles on the side of the ship.
I believe the job was given to both of us.
My brother, I believe that we were both given the job of cleaning up the rubble on the deck, which I did do. I did clean that up. And so I believe you get to clean up all of the tentacles.
Why did you not go into business to become a lawyer, I wonder?
Oh, wow. Yeah, why didn't I stay home? Yeah, that's a great question, brother. Why didn't you stay home to be a bum on the street?
What?
Would have been really good at that.
I was passing you a compliment, I think, and then this turned in a really weird direction.
Oh, I thought you were... I'm sorry, I must apologize. That does sound a lot like mother, you understand, and so I got defensive. Yes, you know what? Hey, Ticket! Oh, hello, welcome back to the crew.
Ticket says, hello, Kariin, Zataar, I need your help figuring out something. I'm supposed to help with getting rid of the tentacles that are on the ship. I don't know.
You are supposed to do the tent. Oh, this is great.
I don't know.
I believe Ticket is the tentacle cleaner. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know how to do that. Do you guys know? Can you guys teach me?
Yeah, Zataar walks over to. There's like a chest built into the side of the starboard side of the boat.
Yeah, the starboard side, right next to the starboard.
By the starboard.
He opens it up, and inside there's like a. Why can I not think of the word for this? It's like a piece of wood that has notches in it to keep things separate.
Okay.
But it's got a bunch of spears, but on like the very end of it, it's a spear, but then at the bottom of the spear head, it kind of, there's like a hook that comes off of it. So it's like a 2-in-1 deal. And he picks up one and he tosses it to Kariin, and then he picks up another one and he hands it to Ticket.
Yeah, all right.
And he says, okay, so the plan is one of us is going to kind of push it until it gets off the hook, or pull it, but basically pointy end for pushing, hooky end for pulling.
Okay.
And we're going to have to work together because they are heavy. But yeah, that's kind of it. You just kind of wiggle it off the hook and then just pull it up on the boat.
And it looks like we might be here for quite a while because there are a lot of and they're still squiggling a little bit, which is...
Kariin, there are 3 of us. It is just like the old the parable of Abu Alab. We have the right claw, the left claw, and the stinger. What more do we need?
That's true. We'll be fine. We've got this.
Should we collectively roll?
Yeah,
I think we need to do a spear roll.
Oh,
excellent.
No.
So we don't all need to roll. I think one person should roll with 2 boosts on it.
Okay.
Now, Kariin is good at using spears.
Yeah.
So I can do it.
Okay, good.
If you guys are my helpers.
Yeah, I'd
Even
agree with
though
that.
you were trying to pawn this off on me.
Correct, yeah.
Story-wise,
So
it
I
would
have
be funny if they tried to pawn it off on Ticket, but I'm glad they didn't.
How difficult do we think this is? 2, 3?
I'd say it's not impossible.
Yeah, so just 2?
2,
Hopefully
yeah.
just 2. They're mostly dead.
There are different difficulties for your tasks. 1 is super easy. 2 is moderate. 3 is hard. 4 is, oh boy, that's a challenge. And then 5 is supposed to be like insane.
2 and 3 are the more common things we have to deal with.
Okay, so on the dice roll, the green and the yellow one, which represent Kariin, were both blank. So she
That's a problem.
she actually did pawn it off.
You did none of the work.
Everything else canceled out. So they do
So they
do not
somehow
succeed.
fail.
Oh,
They fail. So I think what happens is Kariin, she's all like, guys, I got this. Listen, we don't know. I know how to use this the best. And she ends up just not really pulling her weight. She's kind of...
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe she goes and like does the thing to retract the hooks, but it just ends up kind of squelching all the tentacles back into the ocean.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I think they didn't even get him off. Like it tries to retract it, but they can't because the tentacles like jam it up. So now it's kind of like stuck.
They're just like permanently stuck on our ship. Gross.
So what do Zataar or Ticket do to try to? Well, not permanent, but they're
Try to fix the situation?
yeah.
Okay, Zataar kind of looks at Kariin like, what? Why did you think that would be quicker? And then he goes to another chest and pulls out these. It looks like a rope swing, like like you'd put on a tree. It's got 2 ropes and a board,
Sure.
At the top they've got hooks, and so these like little hook clamps go on the railing, and he lowers the seats down, and he motions for Ticket to do the same, and he kind of like walks backwards down the side of the ship, like with the ropes, and then like sits down in the seat. And so they're now at like the level of the tentacles.
I love it.
And he's like, okay, so need a little bit more elbow grease, I guess. So we're going to try this again. Kariin, could you undo what you did, please?
Do you want me to have the hooks go back out?
I don't know. Maybe.
But you're right next to them. I don't want to stab you with the hooks.
Okay.
Or maybe I do.
Oh my god.
No. I'm only joking. I will not stab you, brother.
Okay, hold on. Let's figure this out. We have, you know what? Maybe. Instead of trying to get the whole tentacle off at once, maybe we cut it up into pieces and take it off piece by piece.
Oh, okay. I got this. She comes back up. I assume that the mechanism was below deck. She comes back up. She's like, okay, so Zataar, you stay over the edge, and Ticket, because you are so small, I will lower you, and you will grab the chunk from my brother, and then I will bring you back up, and we will make a little system with this.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, I can picture that. That sounds safe.
You're totally okay being dangled over the raging sea, yes?
Better be. You're on the boat.
Yeah. You know, I haven't been scared or any, obviously. So yeah, no, we're good.
Zataar kind of looks at Ticket a little, like, knowingly, the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
And so I think they go through this system, and...
Should I roll?
Yeah, let's do a roll.
Okay.
I don't know what you could roll. Are you trying to chop up the pieces?
Yeah, I've got my sword.
Yeah, make a blade attack.
Okay.
Love it.
Difficulty 2 still? Or is it 3 now that they're lodged in the boat?
No, I'll say it's difficulty 2 with a setback.
Okay.
It's the same challenge, but now as an add benefit. But there's still 2 boosts because we're helping you.
Oh, there's still 2 boosts. Okay.
Yeah, still 2 boosts, yeah. So we should be able to get it.
Setback was I got a triumph.
Hey, all right,
okay.
all right.
So whenever a triumph symbol is rolled in this game, that's basically like a nat 20 in D&D. So we can either use that in the moment to have something awesome happen, or I realized we explained this already.
Yeah.
Last time. Well, it's a good reminder, or we can keep it for later.
Okay. Do I have to use the triumph in order for it to be a success?
No.
Okay.
It still counts as a success.
Good.
Okay, because I got
Okay.
everything canceled out, except I got a triumph and 4 advantages.
Holy crap.
Okay. So that triumph does count as a success with 4
Not
advantages.
much.
I am going to save that triumph for later.
Yes, because you got plenty of advantages, so that's really going to make this a good time.
Definitely.
I think advantage number 1, cutting them up actually helps because since they're in smaller pieces, when they go and lay them on the foredeck, they dry out quicker.
Perfect.
Okay. The second advantage can be that we're able to use this time to ask Ticket some questions.
Sure.
Because she's kind of trapped, like she's...
Yeah, making small talk, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ticket asks a question first. How
Okay.
about that?
Sure, yeah.
I think it's...
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
And it's not like immediately after the bit they were talking earlier. It's a little bit after that. Like she's just been thinking about it, and then she just abruptly
Yeah, maybe
says,
they like get into the work first,
Yeah,
and once
yeah.
they get a rhythm, then they start conversating. Conversing.
Yeah.
I think conversating is a word.
Yeah, conversating. Sure.
And then, like, very abruptly, she asks, who's Abu Bab?
I don't know who Abu Bab is.
I don't know any Abu Babs.
Oh, I thought you said Abu Bab. I might... Sorry.
Oh,
she means Abu Alab.
Yeah,
Abu
yeah,
Alab.
Abu hang on.
Just stop. Just no. Abu Alab.
Another puzzle piece. You have never been to the Usra Empire. That is interesting.
No, she has not been to Usra Empire. Look at her. She is little troll girl who's never been on a boat before. How does she be to the Usra Empire, other side of the world?
I've totally been on boats.
Ticket?
Yeah.
Ticket.
Uh-huh.
One piece of advice for you. You will go a long way when you learn when to tell the truth and when it is good to lie. And there were times where it was good to lie earlier today. Now it is not a time where you need to do the lying because
it's just not useful.
It is not going to help us be a better crew. We want to know. So here, let us help you. I will answer your question and maybe we will ask you a question and we can answer some questions and then we can be a better crew. Okay,
you can let us know when you do not want to answer a question by either lying terribly or just saying I don't want to answer that question.
And we will receive both with a calm understanding for now, but with a great yearning and curiosity to know everything you do not tell us. Or maybe that's just me. That could just be me.
No, it's me as well.
We need to know everything about people's lives.
Ticket says, you think I'm part of the crew?
Well, you have options. You could be either our taniin. You are not a taniin. You could be a part of the crew. You could be a prisoner.
Oh, no,
which would not be fun.
Or you could... No. I want to hear the last one. I don't know what the last one is.
I was going to say, or you could be dead. Which...
Arguably, the one that makes the most sense is part of the crew as you are doing work on the boat and nobody is attempting to stop you or put you on the brig.
Yes, I guess you could just be a passenger, but...
Passengers pay and also don't do work.
Pay. And they don't do the work. So because you are doing work, you have to be part of the crew is the only option.
She did have a ticket.
She did have a ticket.
You make good points. I guess, Oh, shucks, you got me, and you got me in a logical trap. I guess I must be part of the crew. But she, like, clearly looks, like, super happy to hear that. Like, oh, darn.
Yeah.
Boy.
Logical traps is my specialty. As are real traps.
It is.
You know what? You know how to make traps?
One question at a time. One question at a time. Or we will not answer any questions. Okay, so Abu Alab, he is one of the Usran spirits. So you know the spirits, they're the big, powerful things that are currently always at war and have been for like forever.
Yeah, of course.
Spirits. Well, he's one of ours. Some people like him, some people hate him. He's a big scorpion.
He's a giant scorpion. That's the important part of the metaphor that I used earlier.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's a big
scorpions
guy.
have claws and a stinger, is what you said.
That's correct.
Okay.
It's not much of a parable as it is more just a reference to what he is as a being.
This description also doesn't work if you don't know what a scorpion is. If you do not.
You know what scorpion is.
Well, I do now. They have claws and a stinger.
Wait. Okay. No. I don't want you to invent some hell beast in your mind when you think of. Hold on.
Well, hold on. No, back up. They are pretty. They're pretty scary.
They are so cute when they're lit. They glow in the dark. Hold on. And
they glow in the dark?
He pulls out like a piece of charcoal or something and like draws on the side of the ship what a scorpion looks like.
I love this.
Actually, it's like a silhouette of a scorpion. It's like if you were to look top down at a scorpion, it's like
okay.
Basically that, but alive.
So that is one of the spirits that we are fond of. I guess our question. Or I'll do a question, Zataar will do a question, then you do one more question. That's all the questions.
Well, no. I think to be fair, you do a question, then Ticket does a question, then I do a question, then Ticket.
That's what I said. You couldn't see who I was pointing to because you're on the other side of the ship, but I was saying me, then her, then you, then her, then me. It's a back and forth.
Anyway.
Okay, my question then for you is, I have so many. I was going to ask you what spirit you like, but that's not the most important question. I mean, I got to know. Where were you hoping to go when you got on our ship?
There is a little bit of a pause. Like, she wasn't expecting to hear that question. And she says, the open sea. See the world. Travel and life on the high seas. I mean, life without being stuck to one place. Life being able to, and she sounds like she's like reciting off a list, right? Life without being just stuck in whatever place you were born at. Life without having to be bound by rules. And on the open waves, right? Yeah.
Don't ask us. This is our question.
Okay, I believe it's it. And she like takes a chunk of tentacle from Ticket.
Right. We're still like passing these back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think before she lowers it down, she kind of gives her like a knowing smile, like, okay, we'll come back to that question another time then. And starts lowering it back down and says, okay, now you get to ask us another question.
She looks at Zataar. She's like, this is gonna sound rude. I still don't really get what you do. What is... What is fencing?
Zataar looks so offended.
Kariin also laughs. She's like, yes, what do you do, brother?
He looks so offended.
Oh, no.
I have one of the most important jobs on this ship. I will have you know.
You do?
The vents is one of the most prestigious positions on the crew. Anytime our ship comes into contact with another brodering vessel, it is the job of the vents to broker some sort of understanding between the two, whether it is friendly or not. It is the job of the vents to communicate the intention of the vessel and usually try to prevent the taniin having to be used. But the job of the vents is to engage in loquacious battle with the enemy. It is the job of the vents to verbally assault the other ship until there is no hope of them recovering. Do you understand?
Ticket has stars in her eyes. She's like, you argue with the other ships and decide if they're friend or foe?
If you want to be reductive.
I think it's at this point that the Ticket gets lifted back up again. She had been talking to Zataar, gets brought up to Kariin, and Kariin's like, it is not as fancy as he says. He basically just talks to everybody, tries to make it sound like we're tougher than we are. But at the end of the day, it is my job that really keeps us safe, because he can say whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, it is down to my runes and my equipment that really puts on the show and keeps us safe like it did today.
I am trying to remember if Ticket saw that or not. Would that have been like below deck or something?
Yeah, she probably would have seen the giant wave come up or the cannon shoot out.
Oh, okay. So she would have seen the wave. She probably wouldn't have seen
yes.
Kariin doing it, though. Is that correct?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so now she again has stars in her eyes. She's like, that was you? That was the wave with the thing? And she's like gesturing out over the side of the ship. Like, the wave going around, that was you?
Well, that was me. That was the runes. That was many years of study and magic and detailed craftsmanship. And I think she's being lowered back down to Zataar, who I'm sure has just as equal and opposite reactions.
Zataar says, listen, I could go below deck and sprinkle some foot dust on the shape. Right. That's nobody's doing, like, it's already there. You're not, and my turn for a question. What star sign were you born under? On the starboard side of the ship, we have our starboard, and all of us have kind of put our own mark on the signs we were born under. I was born under the sign of the Najaz, and Kariin was born slightly after me. I don't remember. Kariin, what is your star sign?
I am offended that you do not know your own sister.
He kind of winks at Ticket.
It's called offended? One of the star signs?
Yep. That is my star sign. Or you could pronounce it offended, which would be the proper Usra pronunciation. But yes, that is what I am. I am offended. Dang it. Oh.
Wait a minute, wait. I sense I've made a mistake, because I just realized that the character we've named Kariin is now literally offended, which I feel like that's not a stereotype I wanted to throw into our show.
I mean, it's where we're at. Okay. It's the joke, and it's
what stereotype?
Anyone named Karen.
I didn't even...
I didn't notice that either.
Wow.
Wow.
Now it has to
Kariin
be.
is offended.
My
Yeah.
apologies to
Chef.
everyone in America who happens to have the name Karen, yeah. Oops.
I would never have connected that.
Well, we could just cut all that out then.
No,
That's
too late.
funny. That's very funny.
All right. What is your star sign? Since you are so good at identifying other people's ticket.
How does that make sense?
No, is that your gift? Are you really good at that kind of thing? Is we found your unique ability?
She's just completely blank at that. She has no idea what they're getting at with unique abilities. Yeah, sorry. I was born under the sign of the nightjar. We had some of them, close to where I used to live. You could hear them, chirping at night. They weren't very... They're not huge or anything. They're pretty small, but, I don't know if it's on the starboard. I'll have to go look, though. It might be. It might be different from what you guys call it.
Well, I mean, the stars are the same, even if the names are different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that is, most of the stars stay the same most of the time.
Sorry?
You don't have to be sorry. It's not your fault.
No, so yeah, you don't move the stars. That's fine.
Are you saying the stars move?
Is this your question?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, not a lot, but like sometimes.
And not all of them.
Not all of them. Just a couple. That's why the star signs are important, because they're the ones that don't move. But the spirits are always fighting, and so sometimes the fighting, up a star. So that's why we have the star board, so we can keep it up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stars are spirits, and they move.
No.
Wait, no. Hey. You had your question.
Yes. No more questions about stars and spirits.
No. I don't. Okay. Ticket is more confused than when they started. Yeah.
I think it's at this point that Chor comes out. All right, guys, I got the course set. Oh, hey, guys, look like you got most of the... I don't know why they're, like, squished, but, hey, it looks like you guys are doing good. You need a hand down there? You guys got it.
Are you actually offering?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was more saying that I wanted to give Ticket a tour of the ship before dinner, just so she kind of knows where everything is and can get settled and all that.
Yes, definitely.
Zataar sends Ticket up with one more load, and then they're done.
Perfect.
We did it.
He comes up and like shaking tentacle goop off of his sword. Man, I just polished this. All
right, hey, awesome guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna go give Ticket a little toursey roosey. That's that's what we call it around here.
Ticket,
I'll see you guys at supper.
I want Ticket to look at the other two as if to be like, is that what they call it around here?
Karina is 100% going to be down in her head like, oh yes, toursey roosey.
And so is Zataar.
Yep, you know how it is. Toursey roosey.
Excellent.
It's the first thing you do when you join the crew is... I remember when I got my toursey roosey.
That's a good rhyme. Maybe you should be the Vents.
Wow, you really think so, brother?
No.
Okay. And she takes some of the tentacle goo and kind of slaps it on him.
Oh my god.
They start bickering.
Of course.
Okay, we should probably get out of here before we get dragged into that.
Yeah, they start bickering in Usran.
Oh,
excellent.
So
excellent.
it's legit now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chor is going to start giving Ticket a tour of the ship and
call it by its actual name.
Kaiserion.
No.
What?
The tour.
Okay. Chor gives Ticket a toursey roosey.
Thank you.
Of the Kaiserion, which is also going to be, I want to give us a tour of the ship because we've been kind of improvising and making stuff up about the ship, but we can't do that forever because then there's no stakes and we can just make whatever the heck we want. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish creating the Kaiserion together.
Cool.
Okay.
So
let's go through everything we've established so far. So we got a main deck of the ship. Beautiful.
Okay. We have a starboard.
We got a starboard. We got a port. We got the captain's quarters. That's in the back, right?
Okay.
That's his room. That's the map room.
Which is the aft.
Thank you. That's good.
Is the aft different than the stern?
Yes.
Stern's the front.
Okay. Nope.
Also known as the fore.
I know.
Hold on.
I know the stern is the back.
The bow is a specific piece of the boat.
Sure.
The stern is the location direction.
Okay.
Right, stern is the front, aft is the back. Hey, gang, we're all learning boat terms together. I'm writing this all down. Okay, so we've also discussed that at the stern of the ship, at the front, is also where we have the taniin zone, which we have not discussed what it looks like yet, but it's there.
Nope, guys, the stern is definitely the back of the boat. I just Googled it just to double check. We have to make sure we get this right.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
The direction of the ship's stern is called the aft.
Okay.
So I assume the bow and the stern are two specific pieces. They're physical things on a boat. The directions are aft and...
I'm gonna say front and back.
Okay.
Front and the back.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. The front of the boat, the back of the boat.
Yeah.
Front of the boat, the back of the boat. In the back of the boat is the captain's quarters. In the front, we've got the taniin zone. Mm-hmm. We also have, on top of one of the masts, is the area that they did the venting, which I've decided to call the vents post.
Which is very good.
And then in the middle of the ship, we have where our cannons are located and where our...
Are they on the top deck?
No, I picture them in the middle.
Okay.
Because there's so much equipment for it.
Okay. So, like, if we're looking at the side of the ship in profile, there would be, like, actual gunnels that open up.
Yep.
Okay.
If that's what that thing is.
We are describing the magic runic weapon, correct? Those were the cannons?
The cannons, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
And so all of the, like, main rune systems, at least the battle ones, I'm picturing all next to each other, so that way it's easier for Kariin to kind of jump between all of them.
Excellent.
Anything else we've talked about? There's also, like, the hooks on the side of the ship, and we've also got...
That's the wrong word that I used.
We've also got a storage area, which I think would be in the back. So now, some questions we have yet to decide.
It's a gun port.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
Yep.
I'm going to divide the labor so we can create
That's
together.
where the guns go when they're tired of being at sea.
Yeah.
This is so childish.
Jake?
Yes.
I want you to decide, what do the sails look like on our ship? Do they have any designs, colors? What shape are they? Jamie, what does the headpiece look like on the front of the ship?
Excellent.
You know,
Okay.
what does that look like? And then I'm going to decide, after I hear both of those, should we have flags? Should we have fun flags?
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll decide the flag.
That are separate from the sails?
Sails are not flags, Jamie.
Yeah, but
Sails are not flags.
do ships also have flags as well? I can't even picture that.
Hold on, Jamie,
Yes.
I need to...
Like a pirate flag.
I need you to be honest with me. Are you kidding right now?
No. Are you saying a ship could have a bunch of big billowing pirate sails, but then also
Jamie!
I don't understand what you're saying right now.
Okay, think of a boat.
Uh-huh.
With sails.
The big white sails.
In the real world,
Yeah.
the sails are just sails. They're just white fabric. They're linen. They're white fabric. To denote the allegiance of said ship, the ship would fly the colors of its allegiance, whether it be
so we are
Spanish
talking
or
about the
British.
sails.
No.
Jamie's, are you
At the
being
top of the
serious
tallest
right now?
mast,
Sails
they
and flags
take
are
a
different.
rectangular flag of the country of allegiance and hang like a real flag, like an actual flag on top
Jamie,
of the
are you
ship.
being for real?
Another boat could look through a telescope and see, that's a Spanish boat.
Put it on the sails.
They don't have a giant Spanish logo on the... Jamie. Oh my god.
Jamie, the sail didn't have the country's flag on it.
I thought they did. I thought that was the whole point.
No, the whole point of the sail was to catch wind.
Well, yes, obviously.
They're not going to design them like a country's flag. That'd be so expensive. This is like a tiny little flag. Anime's not real, Jamie. You don't put your country's symbol on your sail because you couldn't do that. Sails and flags are different.
Okay, good to know. Thank you for answering my question.
Folks, this is real. This is...
I never, ever would have considered that this is the conversation we would be having in this episode.
I was picturing like a pirate ship, and I thought like on the biggest sail, I was picturing they would have the skull and crossbones.
What universe?
No, even pirate ships didn't have skull and crossbones on their sails. That's just in cartoons.
In what Show me a picture. Show me a picture right now of a pirate ship that has the whole sail.
I'm just telling you what I thought before this conversation.
One Piece.
Yeah, outside of One Piece, Jamie,
which
is an anime.
I haven't seen One Piece, okay?
Well, it sounds like that's your frame of reference. What is your what have you seen? What are you picturing?
I was trying to think of a pirate ship, and I thought...
I'm going to type in pirate ship in Google Images, and we're going to see how long it takes me to find one that is the whole sail.
It's a big black flag. Sail with a skull on it.
I'm not saying I'm right about this. I'm just telling you, hey, look at that.
It's like the third one.
There we go.
Okay, so the pirate ship cartoons images do have a lot of those.
I'm so upset.
I am at least partially vindicated because a bunch of these pictures, like at least
did you just have this like Playmobil pirate set as a child that I did?
Possible?
That must be it.
At least like 4 or 5, folks, if you're listening, at least 4 or 5 of these pictures, which is not the majority to be clear, but at least 4 or 5 of these pictures do have a giant skull and crossbones right on the sail, and I feel very vindicated.
So angry.
Oh my god.
Man, yeah, it's like every third image. Wow. Misinformation.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry about that detour, folks.
I'm not. That was amazing.
Jake, you go first.
Okay. The ship has like one large mast, and off the bow it has like a couple other like smaller, I wouldn't call them masts because they're kind of poking off in weird directions, but it's got these long, like large, sleek triangular sails that kind of overlap each other at points, and they are red.
Ooh, excellent.
I was I love that because that is what I was picturing in my head was red triangular sails. So that's perfect.
All right.
And how many are there? 2, 3?
Let's say 3. There's like one in the front that's like a smaller one large one that traverses like the whole length from like bow to mast, and then another one somewhere else, like maybe at the mid or behind the main mast, because ships need a lot of direction.
Little one, big one, medium one.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm making a rough sketch on my thing. All right, Jamie, what do we got?
And we have a flag.
I do the flag.
Just saying.
Nathan did say he was going to do the flag, leading to a whole mess of a philosophical question.
I'm saying also we have a flag. I'm just saying.
Reminding us that there's a flag. Yeah, right. Separate thing. Okay. Jamie, what is the headpiece of
the headpiece
ship?
Is a mermaid.
Classic.
But Medusa.
Oh.
But the hair is not snakes, it's eels.
How would one discern the difference in a sculpture?
See,
you gotta look pretty
this
close.
Is the part where I'm going to yell at you, Jake. Eels are very different from snakes. They're different things.
Well, if it turns out eels are actually huge and it is not feasible to have them on top of a human head, then I'm going to say they're much smaller eels. I want them to be like Medusa head-sized eels. You know what I mean?
No, that's on me.
Yeah.
You're right. No.
We're all making mistakes today.
That's tight as hell.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. You've created a new creature, an eel-haired Medusa mermaid.
That's correct.
We can't call it that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Is that a Kaiserion?
A mermilsa.
Oh, I don't hate...
I like Kaiserion more than mermilsa, which was what I said.
Mermilsa is a little bit difficult to say.
Yeah, I do like Kaiserion.
That's pretty good.
The name of that. That's kind of bad in a good way.
The only problem is if we do encounter some of these people later on in our journey, it might be a little awkward if they're like, "Hey, why'd you name your ship after us?"
Well, maybe it's like a mythical creature, like a mermaid.
There we go. That tracks.
I like you say mythical creature as if like they're not going to exist. As we have established, we have orcs and trolls and a dragon man.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
This world could still have myths.
That's true. There can still be myths, I suppose. So maybe the Kaiserion are a mythical being that no one has seen.
Yeah.
But some believe that they're real. So, do you believe in the Kaiserion? We'll find out. The Ship of Dreams.
That'll be our next sticker for sure.
Now I need to create a flag with everything that we've made so far. So the ship is the Kaiserion, and we're the crew of the Kaiserion, but that doesn't necessarily mean that our flag needs to be the Kaiserion image as well.
Oh, no, it could be anything.
Is there a symbol of the Brodring?
Well...
Although if they're the only boats on the sea, then maybe that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think there's like a, like Pirates of the Jolly Roger. I think each Brodring crew has their own
Well, I mean, that's also
flag.
kind of like each pirate crew had their own Jolly Roger.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I haven't thought about there being a symbol for the Brodrings. There probably is. But
We'll workshop that later.
Yeah, we can come up with that later.
I'm going to go have it be something that is inspired from our captain, being Draconi.
Excellent.
Being a dragonman. And so, something with flames, but I don't want it to be like edgy. That'd be weird.
Like hot rod flames? Is that what you were thinking?
Exactly. Like hot rod flames on the...
like Guy Fieri flames?
But now I've said that.
No. I'm putting my foot down. We can't have Guy Fieri in this so soon. We can't.
Not again.
No. Okay, but what about these cheesy PNG orange and yellow flames going across the flag?
Oh my goodness.
Does the flag, is it a perfect rectangle, or does the edge of the flag also have like flame curls to it?
Ooh,
that, it doesn't need to be a rectangle. Maybe.
Or is it a triangle? I'm just saying, you have options. We don't have to flavor town this so soon.
Is it gonna look like our flag is just like low res on fire? Because I don't know if that's the impression we want to give to other ships.
But maybe it is.
Our ship is fire.
That's the threat.
Our ship is on fire.
Our ship is fire, bro.
Or, conversely, could we have a cool flag that looks like, as it's flapping, it's actually on fire?
Okay. Well, we'll meet in the middle. Does
it have to be fire?
We're in the weeds too deep now.
The fire is the only big idea we've had so far. If you have a separate big idea...
It's Nathan's idea.
I get to do the flag. We let you do the sail, which is different from the flag. So, I get to do this one. And my answer is that it is going to be like streamers, like banners, like longer.
Okay.
With 3 tips, so like a long one in the middle, shorter ones on the edge, that are like flamey shapes, that kind of like squiggle, right?
Okay.
And the 2 outside ones are orange, and the middle one is red.
Okay.
Then the rest of the flag kind of like, it bleeds into yellow on the other end, so it kind of looks like a flame. But then, in the center of the flag, so it's not just the red, orange, flamey stuff. In the center of the flag is also the symbol of the trident.
Okay.
Cool.
That the captain uses.
Very ocean.
Which is also, it is a 3-pronged trident.
Mm-hmm. That is what a trident is.
Yes.
It's in the word.
So, should the trident be facing upward or facing the same way with the flames?
That is up to you as the flag maker.
I'm gonna go upwards, because otherwise it'll look like an E. So we got like a trident head, and the flamey shape and colors.
Cool.
Yeah.
Boom, bam. And the trident is black.
Okay.
The flag. That's the flag.
What?
Okay.
Just real quick, because I want in my head to have a visual of what is kind of going on here. What era are you thinking when you think ship? Because ships have had a lot of different evolutions, if you will, over the years.
Yeah. So I'm picturing the ships to kind of match the age of the world. We got a very young world that we're playing with here. So picture more ancient ships. So I'm thinking like Greco times.
Oh, okay.
So Greece versus Persian style ships.
So now this is very important. Does our ship have a super awesome battering ram on the front of it?
I think. Well, you're leaning into my next question. So we've described some aesthetics, but let's get down to the rooms of the ship. So I think freebies. We obviously got storage room. We talked about we got like a kitchen, dining space, kind of like the hangout space. I assumed everyone's got a room, their own bedroom. But I think we can add a couple more features, cool features to the ship.
Okay.
So I'm going to say each one of us gets to add one more cool feature to the ship. This could be the battering ram. This could be one more magical thing about the ship, or just like an interesting room or feature to it. We've got the hooks. We've got those things already established. But then after this, The ship will have been made, and if we want to add anything to the ship, we need to then, like, go get it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think Trireme is the type of ship that you're looking at.
Yes.
Cool.
That's what I was... Yeah.
Yeah, Trireme's in... I was going to say Caravel, but that's a very different type of ship, so...
Yeah.
All right, Jake, if you want Battering Ram to be what it is...
No, I don't.
I feel like that's a safe bet, since we don't seem to be in the business of ships directly crashing into other ships to fight them.
Yeah, that's fair. So, we can go in any order. As soon as you have an idea for what you want to add to the ship, go for it.
I have an idea.
Go for it. That was... Folks, there's no editing. That was exactly how long it took.
I would love to have, and I don't know what they're made of, whether it's wood or like metal is something that can be worked like this at this point in time, but some sort of a smokestack on either side of the ship, towards the front of the ship, kind of coming out of the mid on either side. Now that I say it, it sounds like a dual exhaust on a motorcycle. That's not at all what I was attempting to do. The purpose of this is because of the kitchen. I would love for there to be either like a stone or some sort of a stove or oven that exudes a lot of heat and smoke.
So almost like a forge kind of situation.
Yes, but for food.
But for food, though.
Yeah, and it needs to be vented, so it needs to have some sort of a smoke release system.
Okay, so to just play back what you said. So you're saying the kitchen, and I'm going to guess then the kind of like hangout room is in the front of the ship.
Yes. Where
the stove is so big that we have to have two vents that curve outward, or do they curve upward?
Even if it's just like a grate on either side of the ship that like vents the exhaust, it doesn't have to be a tube that comes out.
Okay. But like when they're cooking, smoke is coming out of the front of the ship, which adds to the aesthetic of the ship being on fire.
Yes.
Okay, I like grates. I like that idea. There's like these larger...
Yeah, it's just kind of billowing out of each side of the ship.
Grates that just have smoke coming out the side of the front. That's fun. That's fun. So then I'm going to say then the living quarters are in the back of the ship.
Oh, are we talking hammocks? I have always wanted to sleep on a hammock on a boat. Ever since I lost the chance to do that on the USS Constitution, because they do Boy Scout overnights, and we didn't. And I wanted to sleep on a hammock on the water.
What about another magic thing? What about a rune or a mechanism or something that can slowly and clunkily repair damage if things get messed up by a storm, if things get messed up by a monster like cracking off part of the wood of the ship itself, like something that can be set to work repairing that, even if we can't get to a port to literally secure more materials. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So something about the ship that can, maybe it's not like a permanent fix, but it's like it can band-aid itself.
Yeah.
In an emergency.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that.
And Kariin would probably be in charge of that.
Yeah.
Since it's magic.
I think she would. Since it is a rune, it would definitely be a rune thing for sure.
Dope.
That I think maybe they're like...
Because we're going to hit storms for sure, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're going to take damage, yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think it's a way where if something does happen to the ship, this is kind of like its emergency repair system. If we can't fix it right now, or we're taking on water already, slam this down, turn this on, and it patches that hole last minute. But I think it's not like a thing you can just use a bunch of times. It's probably like a really big...
Yes.
Like, big ordeal.
And it takes a while. It does not fix it immediately.
Yeah. I like that. I think I'll put that... I have two options. We either put that in the rune room, where all the other stuff is, or is it like spread out around the ship? So depending upon where it's hurt is where you...
So that's my question.
Activate.
Is it a magical force, or is it like a little, like a droid guy that comes out and does stuff? Because that would be very cute.
I would say, just to line up with the rules we've made for the magic, it would probably have to be a big force.
Yeah.
That does. Because having little magic guys that are like little robot dudes is probably too...
I'm saying, like, what if it manifests itself? Like, what if it's not like a physical thing? Like, what if that's how the magic shows up? Is like it's a little guy?
It's like a little guy.
Yeah.
I would
think it'd be fun.
love that. Are you kidding me? If we can find a way to make that work.
And we'll come up with a very fun name for it later.
Yeah. Okay, so just for sake of time, there is some kind of repair mechanism. So that's our runes. And then lastly, I'm going to describe, I think there's a dinghy. There's a little ship. Not a little ship. A little boat.
Yeah, it's the long boats.
If the ship's really going down, it's our life boat. But also it's how we make landfall because you don't want to get the ship stranded on land. And I think it looks like an eel.
Hey, all right.
To match with the Kaiserion.
Creepy.
And maybe it comes out from the front or the back of the ship. Like they're on the inside and they kind of slide out.
I literally had the same thought of like, what if it deployed? Like, what if there's like a little, like a docking area in the fore of the ship, like at the very bottom of the ship where there is some water that it sits above, and then they can just kind of drop it in the water and it goes out underneath the masthead, like the figurehead. Just
because we have a lot of things in the front, I think we got to put it in the back.
Sure.
Just
you never want to put the eel in the back.
Well, because we've got the taniin zone, which is supposed to be like at water level.
You also don't want to put the eel in the taniin zone.
You don't.
Definitely. That just leads to bad news.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
That's what they told me in high school health class. Don't do it.
Oh, no. Especially if you don't have your taniin.
Right. Okay.
You never want to put the eel in the taniin zone unprotected. I don't even care if that gets taken out.
Does this count as something we have to cut now? Is this...
I don't know.
We made up the euphemism.
Okay. So that's the Kaiserion. That's how it looks. And so with that, Chor finishes the toursey roosey.
Thank you.
And he's going to end it in, should we call it the dining room? What do we want to call it?
Isn't that called the galley? Or am I misremembering?
The galley. It does have a name.
It's got a good whimsical feel to it, the galley.
The galley. He ends it in the galley where the dinner has been prepared. You can smell it. Some, smell of cooked meat. Probably some roasted vegetables while they've got them. They're just leaving, so they probably cook those up earlier. And the rest of the crew is there. What do they see, Jake?
Captain Flynn is there. He has doffed his jacket and belt and chest piece for, and this is going to sound a little ridiculous, but for an apron.
Yep, I knew it. Excellent.
Yeah, he's got kind of an apron around his waist. He's actually kind of cleaning off one of his hands with the end of the apron as Ticket and Chor are coming in. And there is an empty space at the table, and he kind of motions for Ticket to sit there. Behind him, almost making him into a silhouette, is this huge cooking space. There's like a flat stone with a fire underneath it. There's like all sorts of areas to like prepare food. There's dry herbs. There's all sorts of stuff for making food, and everything's pristine. It's clean already. Like things have been put away. Okay. Like the cooking is done and there's no mess. On the flat stone, there's still some things kind of simmering away, and the fire's dying down a little bit. The captain turns and just blows a quick burst of flame underneath it and reignites that flame. And when he turns around, you can see he's got these two huge, not huge, but like they're big wings on his back that were underneath his coat before, that he's kind of stretching out a little bit. And he turns back around, now the Ticket's sat down, and he says, "Do you have any allergies or dietary restrictions?" I need to know now.
She says, no, sir. No, Captain, sir. Captain. No, sir.
This isn't like it. You're not currying favor with me I need you to be honest and truthful and not lie, because I do want to know.
Oh, no, yeah, I wasn't lying. Zataar and Kariin were giving me lessons about how sometimes it's better to not lie, and I'm keeping that in mind, and I'm not lying. I just don't have any dietary restrictions.
He looks at Kariin and Zataar, who I assume are like quietly bickering still and like shoving knees into each other, and he says, "I bet they were teaching you when to lie."
Yes.
And
yes, I have I've learning a lot more about my responsibilities and what I can assist with as part of the crew, and we finished the official toursey roosey, so that helped a lot. And I think it was a very productive day. That's my report.
He smiles. You can see he's like a completely different person in this moment, in this space. He is calm, he's collected, almost happy, it seems. And he turns and he kind of holds 2 plates out toward the table and he says, I made one just in case. You can have your pick.
Aww.
So he, in one hand, he has a plate which is the same as almost everybody else's, and it's got meat, some vegetables, and some sort of like a brown like curry sauce on it. And the other one it's like a salad type deal.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of kind of bizarre looking things in it that Ticket's probably not seen before. They came from the ocean. And so he offers both of those options.
She goes with the one with the meat and stuff. I'm picking one at random. Yep.
And then he turns to Chor and hands him the salad and says, "It's a good thing she picked the other one because I wasn't going to make 2." And he winks at Chor.
He's like, "Thanks, Captain." And he takes the vegetarian option.
Yep.
Excellent.
Chor is now a vegetarian.
Boom.
And Ticket is very sagely like, yes, dietary restrictions. Yes, I know what those are.
I think Chor's generally confused. Like, she does know what a diet is, right? Like, that's not a bro drink thing.
She didn't know what a scorpion was. I don't know.
Okay, this girl really... Okay, maybe tomorrow I'm going to show her some of the books I got.
Captain Flynn kind of perks up a little bit, and he says, "Did you ever find out the difference between a dry knot and a wet knot?"
She says, No, not yet. That wasn't a joke. I just said not yet.
Captain Flynn grabs a bowl of water and sets it in the middle of the table, and he grabs a length of cord off the wall, and he ties a knot, like a fairly simple knot, and he puts it in the water. And after a little bit of the rope being in the water, he pulls both ends of the knot, and the knot completely comes undone. And he said, "That's a dry knot." And he takes the same cord, and he ties a different, slightly convoluted knot, and he puts it in the water, and he pulls, and the rope does not move. That's a wet knot.
If I had to guess, I would say we'd probably want to be using wet knots then.
And he nods sagely, yes.
Got it. She does take the cord, and then she says, "Oh, sorry, can I have this? Practice."
Yeah, he motions with his hand that you can take it.
Okay.
And then he grabs a cup off of his little bar area. He raises it in front of the table. He says, "One of our more eventful, if more unsuccessful, trips from port. There's one more of us and one less of us. And it is interesting there is balance in that. I look forward to sharing this voyage with all of you." And he kind of tips the cup towards everyone, and then puts like a hand, like a fist over his chest, and takes a drink.
They all raise glasses and put a fist over their chest and enjoy a delicious meal.
And Zataar kind of elbows for Ticket to do the same.
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah. Would it be fair to say that Zataar, being the Venser, is probably one of the more charismatic, talking to people, skilled at that skill?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I want Saoirse to talk to him.
Okay.
I think we said it's after dinner, and I think she has been very quiet for most of the day after that meeting with the captain. And I think she approaches him and she says, "I have to admit, I find myself with more nerves than a usual night out here on the waters."
Well, usually you have a giant beast keeping you company.
Aye.
I am sorry, by the way.
Thank you. In the morning, we had no reason to think that Chipper would be gone by the time we sat down to supper. It makes me worried to bring a young'un like Ticket aboard. I'm not sure. Things seem so... Well, I suppose it will look less hectic and worrying in the light of a new day, I suppose.
I suppose.
Zataar, when we reach the Giant's Foot, there are some folks I'm gonna need to speak with. And I think I'll be needing your help with that. And the most important thing is, I need you not to tell the captain.
Thank you all for listening to Knight's Quest. A big thank you to all of our patrons, especially our Triumph Tier patrons, Lowell Long May He Reign, Mike, and those dang high elves again. Please head over to kqpodcast.com for links to our merch, our music, and our Patreon. We'll see you all on July 21st with the next episode. I want you to both know Lauren just texted me, stop yelling at Jamie, he's just a little guy.
Wow. Wow. I'm really glad I'm in charge of the sales.
Yes. You get sales, Jake.
I'm gonna make the whole sale a skull and crossbones. I'm not.
Glad. See, that's
Please don't
what
make
I
a skull and
thought.
crossbones.
That's what I thought it would be.
No.
That's why I was so confused when you talked about them like they were two completely separate things.
Dang it. God.